Jumripsur. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast Inspire with me as a host. My name is Sunara. So I am the founder of ScholarSpace. Having us today, we have a special guest, and let's hear from him. Jumripsur, bang.
ជំរាបសួរ Nara.
Sir, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing good, bang. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's so appreciative for your time, and we're so happy to have you as our guest speaker today.
Thank you for having me on your podcast, and I'm glad to have this conversation with you today. Thank you.
It's our honor, Wong. Wong Krishna, we heard so much about you, Wong, and then a lot of inspiring story, and especially your journey. And would you mind introduce yourself to our listener today, Wong?
Oh yeah, sure. My name is Chankrisna Chea. I go by Krishna. People call me Krishna. I was born and raised in Cambodia. I went to school there all the way to my bachelor degree in computer science and in law. I got a dual degree. That was back in 2002 or 2003. And then, yeah, I graduated in 2002. And then a year later, I made my way to the US to continue my study in master degree in wireless communication for another 2 years, and then started working with the Motorola company, and then Samsung, and then Intel back in 2010, all the way to last year. Um, that was like 15 years with the Intel for me, um, moving from different roles within the company for the last 15 years. But then last year I decided to um, take a chance on myself and decided to do something that I been wanting to do, which is to create a ReanKhmer platform.
Exciting, Wong. This is so exciting. I heard a lot about ReanKhmer too. And can you talk a bit about ReanKhmer? I mean, everyone talking about ReanKhmer. I mean, on the Facebook, on the ecosystem, was like, what is ReanKhmer?
Yeah, ReanKhmer is, to me, is the first AI-powered Khmer learning platform, right? I created this platform with the mission to connect all the Cambodian diaspora living abroad outside of Cambodia back to their heritage root in Cambodia, right? Because I noticed that I was living in Oregon like for almost 15 years there when I was working at Intel. And I also engaged in the community, part of the Cambodian American Community of Oregon's organization. I've been teaching Khmer language to the local community members. And I noticed that the first generation who came to the US, right, in the 80s, they speak Khmer fluently, right? They go to school, they go to the university, they could speak Khmer fluently. That's the first generation, right, coming to the US. And then the second generation, their kids growing up, right, was born in the late 80s or early 90s, right? The second generation, I noticed that they are about 30% fluent in Khmer, right? So I see this pattern where they at the point where they have the family now and they have kids, they wanted their kids to learn Khmer language and culture, but they don't have the resources, all the resources to teach their kids, right? Because their kid is going to, just like themselves, going to school here surrounded by speakers, right? So they have less exposure to Khmer language, right? And then their kids, like the third generation, is even worse, right? They're like down to 10% fluency, right? And my worry is that the next generation, the fourth generation, basically we are one generation away from losing our language completely,
Mm,
right? Um, so that's why I see this problem, and I wanted to create a platform where it's accessible to everyone, and it has everything that you need to teach and learn Khmer, right? So that's where ReanKhmer was born, right? To basically teach people Khmer language and then connect them to our cultures, our heritage back in Cambodia. Yeah, so that's yeah, that's what we have. Yeah.
I think it is very important to for us not uh this generations, but also prepare for our next generation to ensure that
Mm-hmm.
our children are understanding about our grassroots, understanding about our culture and tradition as well. What better way than learning the language itself, right, Bong? I think the journey that you are taking, it's not easy, but
Mm-hmm.
I am um, inspired by you through the work that you've been doing. I know that creating this kind of platform is not easy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I know that you share your passions, like want to solve the problem, want to, create a pathway where this generation and our parent generation can be the tutor of their children through through one-stop shop, which is ReanKhmer. Before we going to learn more about what kind of platform of your platform offering, I want to learn a bit in terms of your journey. uh,
Mm-hmm.
can you walk us like how hard is the journey to create ReanKhmer, and then like how long does it take, and then who behind ReanKhmer?
Oh yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, I was living in Oregon, and I was working full time with Intel, and then at the same time trying to engage with the community, right? The idea of engaging with the Cambodian community was really odd for me actually, because when I started my career, I basically tried to build myself up technically, right? And I'm an engineer, and I I'm like a workaholic, always working, right? Busy with work in tech, and I didn't really, early in my career, I didn't really care much about Cambodian community, to be honest, until my grandpa passed away back in 2014. That When he passed away, I flew to Cambodia to attend his funeral, right? I was really close with him when I was growing up, because my parents went to school to continue their study, and then I was raised by him and my grandma. So I was close to him, and he some of the things that is really amazed me was he was back in the 60s, 50s and 60s, right? He was working with the farmers.
Mhm.
He was working in Ministry of Agriculture, right, in Kampong Speu province. He would go from village to village, gather the farmers, and teach them on how to use the crops, the fertilizer, the pesticides, and all that. Right, the knowledge is in his head. And fast forward like 50, 60 years later, right, after he passed away, when I came back from his funeral, working at Intel, they announced um, they announced a project in Cambodia, like a service corps, like a Peace Corps kind of project, right? Where Intel employee can get like 2 3 weeks off to go and help developing countries, and it happens to be in Cambodia,
Oh, wow.
right? And it happens to be in agriculture, right? So I apply. So out of 3,000 applicants, and they chose only five,
And you one of them?
and I was selected because I was telling the interviewer my story. Yeah, I was one of them. I was selected because I was telling them my story about my grandpa, and also I'm a native. I
Mm.
could be very, very helpful for them because I know Khmer language, right? I could translate all the English material to teach farmers over there on how to use the e-agro app. We were developing e-agro app
Oh,
on the tablet and the phone, right? So yeah, that was a project to go and teach the farmers on how to use the app, right? So yeah, we did the soil test, get the result, and then punch in the numbers like how many potassium or nitrogens of your soils, right? The app would recommend the crops for them to grow this year, the fertilizer to use, the pesticides that they should use, right? So all of this, right? So I went back and to Cambodia and then teach the farmers on how to do things, and the knowledge is coming from the Ministry of Agriculture. I bet it's from my grandpa knowledge. So it's like a full circle for me, right? It's just something to tell me that hey, I need to get more involved and give back to the community, right? So that's why that year is was an inflection point for me. When I came back, I started to reach out to community members in Oregon, join the board, started teaching Khmer, giving back to the community, and then that's how I got to see all this pattern. From generation to generation, we are losing Khmer fluency, right? So that's how I started to have the idea, the dream to build this platform. But I never got a time to do it because it's not easy, right? That's something would require a full-time job to develop it,
I
right?
see.
Until yeah, I've been dreaming to build it like several years until last year in 2025 when I was offered an option to exit Intel, right? They're gonna pay like a good severance package because after 15 years, based on the calculation, it was like really good. The pay is close to 1 year. So I could take 1 year break to do this, right? Without having to worry about paycheck,
Mhm.
without having to worry about the insurance, health insurance, because they cover Cobra coverage for 1 year. So I got nothing to worry about for 1 year, right? So I took a chance on myself, right? At work, I took a chance on people. I was managing people and give people a chance. But how about myself? I figured that hey, I should take a chance on myself. So I did, and I started working on this platform full time. And I think it was back in August. It took me 2 3 months to have the platform roughly like 70 80% done, and then I had to recruit the teacher in Cambodia, the project managers there to help coordinate with the teachers and all that, right? So we recruited a few teachers there, and then the content assistant to help with the data entry, uploading to the platform, and then recording the audios, doing voiceovers, right, to record it and upload it. So it was taking another 2 months, right, until yeah, it was around we started with the teacher in November, December, and then we finished the end of February,
Mm.
right? And then we launched. I flew to Cambodia early January to work closely with them, with the team, meet like every week, almost every other day and every week to monitor progress, making sure that we have all the materials, the curriculums, the lesson dialogues, and everything uploaded, reviewed, and then until the end of February, we launched. Yeah, we had a small launch event, and it was nice. It was a long journey with the team and everyone too. Yeah.
I saw. I was like, oh, we finally have something that
Mhm.
representing us in an AI context. I got so excited, Wong. And then again, by seeing the platform already, I was like, oh man, this is a lot of work and this is a lot of investment. And I just have one word. I am so inspired by
Thank
by
you.
by the work that you're doing. And then I think it's you lead, and it's so hard to take that first step, right, Wong?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think it's the right timing and the right opportunity when you're just like exiting Intel too. I think it's what you call it, a destiny.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's a
Yeah.
destiny, and it prep you to your next journey too. It's like give
Mm-hmm.
you a pause where you try to find your mission, fulfill it while with the current position that you're in as well. I think this is it's so amazing, and we are so lucky to have ReanKhmer. And you mentioned earlier about having the team on the ground too. Is it hard, Bong?
Pardon me? It's hard. Is it hard?
Yeah, is it hard to manage the team on the ground and prepare everything and communicate?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Especially due to the time differences and for me, coming from working with the big techs over here in the US, I tend to move fast in terms of the results and everything. So it's a little cultural shock and everything that we have to adopt with the working culture there, and then the time differences, and then yeah, some of the other things that sometimes it's easier to kind of go there and work in person. Right, the remote, it's hard to wrap up the project and everything, right? So that's why I decided to go in person in January, because I over here I don't work for anyone anyway, right? So I have time, so I could fly over and stay there for a couple of months and to finish the project, right? Because it's important, and I'm lucky also to have a team that was also inspired. Everyone was inspired that I did this, and they were inspired to be part of this journey with me as well. When I was trying to recruit them, interviewing them, telling them what I wanted to do, and especially it's something in the middle of tension that we have at the border, with Thailand. Also, everybody feel very proud of our ancestors, our heritage, and wanted to show this to the world, right? So they feel that it's a worthwhile mission to accomplish for them, and me too. It's one of the factors that motivated me to do this, to exit Intel and do this, because of that too, of the tension that we had to back last year, right? That we had this issue, and I keep asking myself, what can I do for my country, right? So yeah, it's one of the things that I can do, and it's hard, but once you put your mind and you're determined to do it, I think you just say never give up, and you just keep going. Yeah.
Very important, Bong, because like I said earlier, it's destiny for you
Mm-hmm.
to be like, oh, we've been wanting to do certain thing in our like life journey, but having ability to take risks, having ability, the courage to just like, hey, I want to start and I want to start now. And then I see that this is where you find the right timing, the right locations, and
Mm-hmm.
like, moment to just like, oh, I gotta do this. I have to do it now. I
Mm-hmm.
It's very inspiring. I know that in the next episode, we're gonna talk more about what platform ReanKhmer is, what it's offered. But before we move into that, I think I have to give applause to not just you, your family too, who's always like supporting. I know that they say that behind your strong man, there's also a strong woman as well.
Hmm.
You wanna
Yeah. So part of the journey, right? My family is very supportive, especially my wife. I would give her a big round of applause, also, right? In terms of helping me, being very supportive in the background, supporting me, because she keeps saying that, hey, you've been always wanting to do this. Why not? Let's do it. And she keep pushing me. And also we have a little toddler also at the time. She was a year and a half, and then my wife was taking care of her also. And my toddler is actually the first beta user. I still have the video of where I was making the like the lessons, like a few lesson, a few units. The first few units was my voice recording it, and then I was playing it like everyday words, talking about here's mod, chromo, pne, and then trochi, right? And then I press that play button, and then it play for her, and she repeats after that, and she'll, right. So it was a bonding moment, and it's fun moment also. She's trying to learn Khmer, and it was fun, yeah.
Just the beauty out of it. Well, to be honest, it's not only a platform where you learn about your culture through the language, but also
Mm-hmm.
bonding time between parents and their children, or between grandparents and their grandchildren, because we all busy, to be honest. Like
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
busy. Sometimes we got tired and we forgot. But how and of course we want to teach our younger generation, our children or grandchildren on our language. It's just that it's so hard to find a book. It's so hard to find what it is. And then Rian Khmer just like, bam, this is it. One stop shop for everything. And it's come to the conclusion of this episode. It's like, oh, okay, what's next, right? So I would like to pause our podcast at this moment. And I want to continue like a full scope of what is Green Klein in our next episode. But without any further ado, I just want to thank you, Bong, so much for your time today, and looking forward to learn more from ReanKhmer platform in our next episode. So thank you everyone for your support, and stay tuned for the next episode about ReanKhmer. Thank you. Bye bye.